What's going on? Hey, good. You're killing it, man. Just trying. Yeah, I'm trying to make a 40 David. So. Story time. No, it's super upfront. Oh, this is the most I'm ever gonna get.
You may now. The box that don't come with on the ground.
All right, everybody. Welcome, Day 3 DCON. How's everybody feeling? Yeah, you feeling better than I am right now? I think we're all feeling better than Dan. I know that. But again, I know I've said this many times, but thank you guys so much for coming out and really coming out in full force and hanging out with us all weekend. We've had a blast getting to meet everybody and sharing some good news with you guys here. We've got some more good news a little later, but we wanted to use this opportunity coming off of that panel, which was an amazing panel, by the way. Shout out to Mark Brickey of Adventures in Design, Craig Kozik, Jermaine Rogers, David and Reese for holding it down. Kind of slapped that thing together last minute, so they're always willing to, coming in a pinch. So I appreciate that. We're just gonna do like a quick Q&A thing. You know, we talked a lot about some good stuff this weekend, everything from Lambo to the VEVEverse, and we can, generally we've had some other questions that I think maybe burning, nothing too crazy, no wins. But we'll get to some good questions. I think we just generally want to hear what you guys want to know about the platform and about the future of. I almost said project, but it's not a project. It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Quote me. All right.
You can switch off.
Yeah.
I think I would say you could just hold down your button on the end, press delete, then you switch off.
That's terrible advice. You're making my job harder.
That's why I'm not supporting you.
I was just kidding.
All right, so what we're going to do is just going to open up to the floor, and if you have a question for David or Dan or Reese or me, which I don't know why you would, but I'm happy to take some questions. First off, here we go. Of course, Foster's first.
Should we pass the mic down?
Yeah, we're going to pass the mic.
All right.
So,
Oh, that's a lot of pressure. There are a lot of boys.
So if you want to hit the question, you do hit the hold the mic, so everyone's looking at you.
I have the golden guitar. So I saw a lot of people off the feedback from the VEVEverse yesterday. We're obviously very excited with what was shown. I think there was a lot of features and elements that were presented that a lot of people didn't see coming. As a part of the roadmap, it seems very tight, but I'm excited that you guys believe you'll be able to deliver on it. Something in Q2 specifically that I think a lot of people were commenting on yesterday was IP branded worlds. Now, you don't need to confirm specific verses or anything like that, but I wonder if you can elaborate for the people here and the fans at home, what are the types of things that we might be able to expect with something like that?
Well, number one, everyone knows we always meet our roadmap deadlines. Yeah, so the obviously what we showed yesterday was just a very small part of the VEVEverse, and that's your home space inside the VEVEverse. What we're working with a lot of our IP holders and licensors is that they also want their own space in it. So I can't mention any brands specifically right now, But for our larger IP partners, there'll be you might appear in a hub or for all of the brands that they represent, and then from there, teleport off to another world that is very, very themed and immersive about that brand. We don't want to have all these brands kind of mixed together. That's license always get a little bit sensitive about that. But yeah, we plan on bringing more and more, and outside of the IP worlds, as I mentioned, there's going to be a lot of other, type of content. I mean, it could even be a serene forest where you can just go and meditate or whatever. But I hope that answers the question.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks.
Right here? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's my collectibles. How you guys doing? Hey, so my kids are 13 and 15. And, I wanted to ask over at the presentation, that was amazing, right? But I wanted to ask what you guys think about the youth, because the way that they consume media and the way they consume their collectibles, the way they can can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Sorry, I'm not FA microphone, so like this. Okay, yeah. Once again, thanks for the presentation over there. I'll just repeat myself. My kids are 13 and 15, and the way they consume media and toys and collectibles, they're coming at it from digital to physical. And I thought it was really interesting that because I'm coming at it from physical into digital. And my whole interpretation of this whole space is different than theirs, right? And how they're growing up. So when you guys are planning for the future, are you looking at demographics like the younger generations and thinking about how they consume stuff? Because my kids are giving me tips every day of stuff I never thought of, because their whole existence is different than my upbringing. So it's a kind of a real interesting mind switch, So
yeah, think that that's a big question. The generation that we're living in right now, my brother's kids, they're so into the digital. They understand the digital stickers, the characters, the weapons, the characters that they use, they spend money on. They are freely spending it as digital. They almost think digital content is the physical because it gives them that utility. They can use it to game and so on. Part of VeVe and myself again, when we talk about the future broadband, it is the new generation that's coming. Like you mentioned, your kids are 10, 15, and in 5 years time they're going to be 20. They're going to have big disposable income hopefully, and then they can buy and they will understand more. In fact, your physical collectibles, they are very likely they're going to sell it and buy digital. That's the ultimate truth. I mean, I'm a very physical collector myself, and Dan has never collected anything, about 8 to 10 years ago. And the last 4 or 5 years working in VeVe, me bringing him into my world, how my brain functions, he has started collecting. I mean, I just want to set the record right this time. There's 6 suitcases going back to New Zealand, and they will not build any of my stuff. It's all his own. So he's becoming more addicted than ever in the physical and collecting of it. So next time at the end, he says, it's all coming from me now. He's really into it.
Guys, we got it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Give feedback. Sorry, guys. I'll speak up a little bit more.
Yeah. So again, really, really fantastic work this weekend. You literally blew everyone away. So there's about 146 people, and most of them keep asking the same question. I don't know if you guys saw this Instagram post by okay, so that's the question. Basically, 1.7 million people have liked this, and just to read it out, Banksy says, "Please go to guests on Regent Street. They've helped themselves to my artwork without asking. How can it be wrong for you to do the same to their clothes?" So basically, people are asking, is Banksy going to go after VeVe for the with the Banksy inspired stuff? Like, how does the process work for you guys?
Yeah. So just to set the record, and thank you for bringing that question up. And I just talked to Dan just prior we're coming on, and we have spoke to our licensor, the Brendalism, and as well as with VeVe. Just keep in mind, VeVe is a licensee, and what we do is we bring collectible to our platforms. Now, the licensee that we're working with is Brendalism, and we are also working with Medical, and it's inspired a section of the toys that they have brought out as a 3D collectible to our thing. You probably have seen some of the video footage that we have put up. It is made by fans of fans. Alright? So they're not actually being endorsed by him. Just want to set the record right. It is coming from a company that has been licensing to, as you mentioned, yes. And the product and our legal have checked it, it's all legitimate license that we have. Just so we understand, there will be territory restrictions on some of the items. The brands have license to sell in the US and it will be available. There are certain items will not be available in the US because different property owners and IP owners own different things. Just rest assured that VeVe goes by a contract and we stand very close with our partners in this. And you guys will have known that the medical toys that they have brought out that was inspired by the street artists, and those are the figures that we're bringing out. You're not going to be getting a one-on-one or endorsement from vaccine itself. We don't actually know them personally. It's a collective group or anyway. So these are the collectibles that we'll be bringing out with the medical inspired toys once again.
Thank you.
Can I ask an ECOMI question?
Yep.
So my ECOMI question is that as we've seen recently, the crypto NFT market are kind of taking a downfall. Yeah. Why have you all not put that in mind whatsoever? Like, I honestly have to ask why did you better than I, knowing that there's terrible, like, dangerous things going on. You guys have looked at it in a negative light, and I want to know why.
I think the first thing I'd say is probably our conviction more than anything. We know where we're headed and the products that we want to deliver. But fundamentally, looking at the rest of the market, I mean, it's just a market cycle. The market's a based in psychology. We fully believe that everybody will come back in, the speculators, the scammers, everything else, because that's how everybody works. So, you know, we don't build for a specific market cycle. We're building products to last for the next 10, 30 years.
Just to talk a little bit more on that, is that we don't live every day looking at the value of the token price. I don't really think any corporations out there monitors every single day what the activity is. What we measure based on is our deliverables and our quarterlies, deliveries, features, our app users, download, etc. Because we understand the long term. If you get the amount of users and fan base, you're naturally going to convert. We look at conversions rather than short terms. The market has softened, and everyone has seen that, but that's across everything. And you probably have read reports out there, NFTs down 80, 70, 90% transaction as well. And naturally, that's always going to happen. And how the cycle works is that if you purchase something, if you purchase a rock for $1 million, it's unlikely you're going to sell it for $1 because you're going to go, well, I paid for that, so I'm not going to sell it for nothing. So you're naturally going to see the diminishing of transactions, and therefore the value is going to decrease because people are holding to it. One of the major things with VeVe is about the products made for fans and collectors out there. The idea is that 80%, we're targeting about 75% of the NFT that we sell, digital collectible, goes to collectors. So you naturally, you're going to see a lot less people looking, and that's what we want. And you have seen we have decreased the amount of NFTs, edition size, and that's because we really want these products to go to the right end of the collectors out there. And then naturally, we'll be going down to what you mentioned about the OMI token as well, is that we want the holders to hold them. And that's why we have done a lot. We have announced the OMI program out there. We are intensively in negotiation, talking to exchanges out there. But as you guys do have to understand is that we need to make sure we are listed on reputable exchanges. And we have some sagas slowing down, and we just need to make sure whatever we do next week is that it's going to be the right thing to do next week.
Thanks, Bruce. I have two questions actually. My first one is the idea of the metaverse economy. I think ultimately the implication of the training for that concept. I remember we did I had a discussion with Metaverse Night. I don't know if he's here right now, but we talked about how people might have full-time jobs in the metaverse, actually taking care of someone's property. Is this where the metaverse is going, where we're almost going to have new industries come within it?
Yeah, exactly. So, my vision for it, and I say I haven't fully scoped this out yet, but what I'm intending for the economy side is that, ultimately there might be people who are extremely good at setting up showrooms. They can do their amazing interior design, but maybe that's not your kind of skill set. So there will be potentially job boards or listings where you can basically post, can somebody come into my house, you'll be able to grant them X amount of access to move it into the ground, but obviously not sell them or flip them. And that could go even further, into any other kind of building or service that could be provided. So I think if there's a lot of people in there, you can do stuff and there are assets of value, there is naturally going to be an economy rise up. So there will be parts of the VEVEverse that for a structure to allow that to happen.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting when you think about what the company has. And the second question I had is, as more time goes on, you should expect that there'll be many more metaverses popping up. What do you think will differentiate the VEVEverse compared to the other metaverses that will come in?
I think each metaverse that pops up will be its own, entire topic, right? So ours is obviously about premium collectibles and artworks and social interactions. Another metaverse might be something else. I mean, whether anyone will catch up with our technology, I don't know. But I think each metaverse is going to have its own kind of unique spin. Yeah, and I believe a lot of them can exist together. I don't think there'll ever be one just giant metaverse.
All right, thank you.
Hey guys, great job. We are blown away. We are blown away with you guys. The VEVEverse, it's like the comments I'm hearing, it looks like Grand Theft Auto. It looks pretty amazing. So a lot of the holders. I have a lot of collectible stack. One of the things we keep thinking about is running out venue space, that utility of renting. We're waiting for it. We're super excited. We see hiring designers, like George mentioned earlier. I remember talking to Amy maybe a year ago, right? So I think we're excited for that to come, and we're seeing all these almost jobs, people that just work, either side hustle inside the VEVEverse. So my question is, what kind of, you can just expand a little bit on what you guys are thinking there, and where you think that could possibly go.
You mean as the jobs you can do with the VEVEverse,
or just how the economy would work?
Burn OMI is part of it. It sounds like everything's going to burn OMI, but just how you envision that. Can it stay? Like, can I pay? So I'm going to have, for example, Tails from the Grizzlies, one of the showrooms. I create a template. He sells me a template. Can I fill that up with collectibles? And if I'm missing some, I'm going to have to go buy some from the market, which creates demand for the market, which I think is good. So we just want to see more reasons for action in the market. Even in a down market, people are still spending money. So I think if there was more utility, right, where they could really kind of bring it and have reasons and people getting jobs, it would really transform the world, really.
I think part of the VEVEverse will be access based. So you won't be able to get into certain areas of the VEVEverse unless you own specific collectibles. And if you own like a whole set, maybe you can get deeper into that that world, so to speak. So there'll definitely be a lot of drivers to encourage people to hold the collectibles they want to into the areas that they want to be in. And in terms of the economy side of things, or the something of payment, is something Dave and I are still working through. But of course, OMI will be a big part of that. However, it'll be more than likely that many other forms of payment, whether it's crypto or fiat or whatever. Yeah, I think it needs to be fairly open.
And just for the content creators out there and the fans who love 3D and moving into digital, Then they mentioned yesterday as part of the roadmap is that content creators can be part of this whole ecosystem. They can be building things and earning money for themselves, and that's quite a key part for us. Is that and one of the major reasons why we're at DesignCon and we are part of these physical events is because we respect the artists out there, the talents, the creators, and we want to give back to these people as well. So, in many times, part of our pitch to our IP owners is that we always say to our IP licensors that the stars are the users. They want to be the one that's creating these things. So the power is unlimited once we have our own universe to do this with you guys.
Hello. It's VeVe Vibes. You guys have been awesome all around. I have two quick questions. Closer. There we go. VeVe Vibes. I have two quick questions. First one is talking about, I know we're going to have the account merging stuff happening pretty soon. And as much as I love, potentially making money and all that, I'm curious about trading. I know people in this video love doing giveaways. But one of my favorite things to do on my content, my things doing giveaways, sharing their love and their passion for certain IPs, whether it's comics or independent artists. We say, hey, I have 10 of these. More than happy to give one away to a new user or a new person. Is there going to be any chance that we get like trading back, or maybe have like an exclusive whitelist for people that could be doing trading or giveaways and stuff?
Yeah, great question. Obviously, we had to take away the transfers because we did the laundering through it. We obviously can't have that kind of activity happening on the platform. But what we will be doing is setting up some sort of system where you, as a verified influencer or YouTuber, will be able to do those giveaways, and then we'll have a process that will be sort of monitored in our back end. Like you'll basically submit it, someone will give it the green light, and then it will transfer it all to the platform.
Awesome. So it's like a legitimate trade. So it's all in your system. More giveaways. That's good. And the other question I had was also just being here. I was also seeing all the independent artists and stuff, and I want them to sign my NFTs, right? But I have to take a screenshot in the app and then have them sign it. I know David, you had to sign my Steamboat Willie. I had Matt Donovan sign my weapons track. It's cool, but it's like, is there a way we can get digital signatures, or have we show all the
Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, so I mean, I'm one of those biggest fans. I love to get signatures. You guys probably seen it, and people getting my signature, Dan's signature, and you want it to be authentic, verified. So we are. That is on the roadmap. And we're working out how we're going to do that the best. And obviously, you guys all want the confidence. So we are going to try to see how we're going to switch that camera on. While that person is signing it, the camera is switching it on, taking a snapshot while that's happening. So we're figuring that out as well.
So how would something like that be implemented in the VeVeVerse? Could you also guys do something on like Web3 where they could actually have like some sort of like digital signature where you can send it like over them, they can like press a button and then sign, or maybe even have an artist have a small fee or premium to have signatures.
Well, it often comes down to the IP as well. But like, for example, if you had an artist piece, you could meet that artist in the VeVeVerse, and then as you saw yesterday, we've got all the drawing tools, everything, so they would actually be able to, with Oculus, if they had that, be able to sign the piece physically. But for the more app-based application, essentially you'll be able to load up your collectible. There'll be a button on there that says, add signature. You'll hand the phone over to the artist. Like David said, it will take a photo, write it on chain. So yeah, it's a feature that I really want as well. I'm hoping to get further up the road.
Awesome, thank you.
Got a question from the live stream right now. So streaming it over. Thanks guys for all this. Is awesome. Someone asked, he hosts a lot of Twitter spaces. Reese wants to answer this one. He hosts a lot of Twitter spaces. I want to know if you guys are doing like an ambassador program for like onboarding new users and like, hey, I walked them through their first steps, I give them a collect or whatever like that. So basically onboard people into the program. Is that something you guys want to do?
Yes, it is. So coming to 23, one of the features on our roadmap is sort of like an affiliate program, right? So if you want to encourage somebody to join VeVe or to become part of it, you'll get to send them a link. When they follow that link and then sign up on VeVe, they will always be associated with you. So there'll be some form of kickback or reward, maybe could be extra basket, collect the points. But yeah, we do actually appreciate. I know everyone here who I've spoken to has said that they, you know, onboarded either their whole family, their friends and family. So yeah, we do really appreciate that. We want to get a give back in some way.
Yeah, and just to add a little bit on why this hasn't happened straight away. They are different taxation laws when we give these rewards out. Obviously, you guys do know that over a certain amount of value, you guys will need to report as an income tax. We're still trying to figure this out, this component. So just give us some more time. But the affiliation is probably going to come sooner. It probably start off with something like a redemption. You get a discount on your first purchase, or like a $10 credit. You get 10, and possibly to a ceiling amount type of thing. That's what maybe we'll be looking into. Just a bit closer.
Really close.
Welcome. Okay, you put the mic closer. Oh, we. Listen. In short is yes, but you know, VeVe really in a way belongs to the community. We have seen over this weekend, every other physical shows that you guys are much more creative than we are coming to the merch, to be very honest. And we are trying it out right now with the Gold and Silver logo program, where these utilities reward them every time they turn up to the event. And why? Because we want to see crowds like yourself coming in. But in regards to merch or virtual merch store, we will look at it. We're definitely looking into it. There will be logistic and 3PL service.
But also there's so much good VeVe merch out there already from the community. So yeah, I like to say it's going to be a tough act to follow. So we're going to have to do something really good. I mean, even in front of me, I can see it.
All right. So as you know, as we check. Okay. Yeah. So as we mentioned, that the merch out there is amazing, right? We even go to the community and give merch away for the giveaway. So shout out, Smells Fun, Comic guys, really doing it, like really good stuff. And I don't know, Billy's doing his own stuff, and a bunch of others. Maybe not so much superstars, but I always got to get my diction. But like what we've seen in now the last two DCONs with the Artist Series shirts, the digital bundles. Those are some of the types of things that we're going to start to explore more, and that we can actually, get it through a process and streamline the production of these things so that we know what works, what doesn't, what people gravitate towards. And those are a lot. I have a lot of artists already in the queue that want to do what they saw here today or yesterday with the Kozik and the Jermaine Rogers show. So I'm really excited to continue that project. And I'm really excited to now give the mic to David, who's reaching for it.
Could you share us what's coming then? Oh, yeah.
There are two artists currently on the platform that expressed interest to me, not just even today, that want in on it. So I can't give you an answer to the when, but their content is on already.
I had a quick question, if possible. I know that somebody brought up something about trading. Are we ever going to have where we can trade like collectibles on the app? Like if I want to trade this collectible with that collectible with somebody else, that ever be open on the app, or is it possible?
Yeah, definitely. The market right now, the functionality is quite simple. So over the next 12 months, we really want to be building out all of that features in the market, like recommended content, helping you be able to find the collectibles that you want, but also some kind of trading feature as well. The challenge that we always face is those bad scammers. So we need to make sure we can build a system that is very robust and basically won't be abused. But I would say by 2023, with a couple of seconds, should I promise a date? At some point in the future, we'll definitely have that.
Yeah, another question is with the VeVeVerse. You mentioned, if I understood it correctly, like you have the capability to leverage other blockchains or other entities. But I want to understand is can you do that with Cardano or XRP, other blockchains outside of or outside of Ethereum?
I mean, yeah, essentially, we want you to be able to bring anything in, and we're starting to see a lot more multi-chain platforms. But I guess the simplest way that it's going to happen is that there'll be a bridge of some sort, or it'll just be like a wallet connect. Adam, I don't know if you want to elaborate on that.
I think initially it would be even chains. So anything that falls on Ethereum, that's where most NFTs live. And then as that multi-chain future develops, then the wallets will get better and be easier to actually just reference when you're holding cards.
Good deal. Just a quick follow-up question. Win more Village. I know I joked about it earlier today, but we're ready to see some more let's see some more Village.
Hold on.
Come on.
Yeah, we're gonna have
And legal Dave in the building?
Yeah.
Okay, we can't say anything.
No, okay, we will make sure we have more villains. Okay. What?
No, I already know the number one thing that I'm going to make when we have customized avatars, which is what everyone wants, is David Hughes here.
Okay. I can announce we do have our first accessory coming into VeVe, possibly in December. It's very likely the first one is coming in. I mean, what a backtrack! What a backtrack! Yeah, I mean, I'll put it this way: I'm looking forward to the band light signal coming out into VeVe. Yeah, because a lot of you guys have questioned our relationship with DC. I just want to make sure that you guys understand that we do have a contractual and we do have a good partnership with them, and we are bringing out a lot more DC merchandise related into the platform. And there will be the bank signal, which myself and Dan have talked about, what the edition size will be. It's very likely it's going to be a larger one, but very localized, so that everyone can get one. We want to start thinking how we move into the accessory section. Oh, yeah.
Cough, cough. Okay, the Florida Mighty is giving me permission to say that yes, Batmobile will be coming next year.
Can I drive it to the convention next year, like I did with the Lambo? Like an actual one?
If you can find one. Just quickly, I'm looking at the drop shipping for next year, and I can confirm that there are some pretty epic villains on there.
All right, we have any more questions? Because we do have another part of the presentation. Okay.
Maybe twice more.
Yeah,
Thank you. This is Dr. Green here. Already blown away by the VeVeVerse that you guys showed, but eventually people would also want to move farther than the walls and all the features given there. So, are you guys thinking of a verse city eventually in the long run? And if so, #when?
I want to address this one. But yes, I mean, the idea is that VeVeVerse is also made up of lots of different areas. So that's what will allow us to do, a whole branded world, like as an example, like a massive Tokidoki world, which will be more of a cityscape.
Oh, Tokidoki!
Yeah, but obviously, to get into that, you're going to need to own, a unicorn or a unicorn. So there will be bigger worlds like that we're planning on, VeVe City, which is going to be our major hub within the VeVeVerse, and that's going to want more things like, live auctions, especially for like the one-of-ones. The auction one just once an hour. You have to be in there and you can bid. We'll have art exhibitions and a lot of other things.
Yeah, a lot of other things.
No pressure.
What else?
Hey guys, so we're actually from Ohio, so we've so during the May DCON event, I think Alex was mentioning that we were going to get passed out, like the attendees were going to get like the blue VeVe logo. I can't help but feel super jealous about the gold and silver logo having amazing utility. Will the VeVe logo from DCON have that same, something similar? Yes, sure, yes. Yeah, I mean, we want to make some of these rewards, but I think we're dropping the whole set of logo, maybe.
Yeah. So there was always supposed to be part of the wait list as kind of the test drop that we were going to deliver the individual letters, the VE, right? And for anybody who came to the kickoff party in June at 3D Retro and scan their ticket, they would get airdropped each of the floor letters, right? So that is still in play. We still have everybody's information. We will airdrop those, but it's really just at this point contingent on the waitlist drop.
Yeah, but utility-wise, yeah, we'll come up with something. Obviously, it needs to be more mass scale. I can't be standing there like 3,400 people. Yeah, I mean, I want to be, but we won't have the time.
Bear with me, I lost my voice from last night. Still at the bowling alley. So Q1, we're going to get the Metaverse Vault. Now, it's not necessarily a vault, it's going to be a building, and we're going to be able to put stuff inside and outside. Now, we're going to be able to scan that table and put our actual house in VR or AR mode as well, correct? So we can put it right here in front of us.
Yes, that is correct.
Will we be able to also eventually put like a neighborhood? Might have a model of a neighborhood in AR in front of me. I can look towards, I can walk around with our current.
You mean like friends? Like you have friends and you would see your friends next to you?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. And that is the intention, definitely. Yeah. It's a little bit complex. Like a lot of people might have 1,000 followers, so it's you won't see it in that beautiful purple sky. It'll just be covered in buildings. But ultimately, the idea is to create neighborhoods or have people around you that that you're associated with.
Thank you.
VeVe Vibes again. I remember you guys talked before about potentially burning collectibles, but then getting a new one for exchange. So I don't know, just like burn a whole comic set, and now you get like a holographic cover of that comic, or it's like burn 100 comics. Is that more on like the IP side, or if like you could like turn it in somewhere? What would that look like?
Yeah. So number one, the reason for the delay for that feature is the burn mechanism has just been rolled out. Yep. We're doing a bit of testing. Once it's done, then that burn aspect works. And obviously, you guys want it to be updated on the metadata, so that will reflect that. But in regards to the question you're asking on redemption, like reward, how many comments of this get you something else, just keep in mind, those line of collectible is very, very likely will only be available as redemptions only. So the only way you can do it, the idea is to take excess comments or unwanted products like you do, you recycle them for something a bit more rare. We have yet come up with the terminology, what we're going to call that line. I mean, things floating around. I talked about prototypes, you know, things that you would never get it unless you're, you know, given it to you. I mean, Frank giving me a prototype of one of the figure today. That's because I know him, and you know, that's the whole idea. What we're trying to achieve. It's not wanting to make certain things more scarce or more valuable. It's just that, like anything else, you will trade them.
Yeah, so to give you something more unique, because I know for collectors like comics, sometimes like the print plate of like the actual comic, like the plate that actually printed the comic, you know, would it be something completely different like that, or would it just be like, you turn it 100, here's a holographic version of that comic cover or something?
Yeah, I mean, it will be redeemable. You will be able to see what you're getting. You know, we'll never do. It's unlikely we'll do a blind box where you don't even know, and you go, "What? I traded 6,000 common for that." For that one of 6,000.
Also, got to be careful with the redeeming thing, right? You don't want people burning their low mints or their 1-of-1 mints on accident and stuff like that. So cool. Yeah, really big sure. Thank you.
Just like to do a quick shout out. I think it was Steve, right? Yeah. He proposed to me beautiful printed out pages of a great way that the moon mechanism can work. So in terms of the redemption, I just had to give a shout out to him. Did quite a lot of work.
One question that has come in, I know we touched on this a couple of days ago, but we haven't really addressed the digital frames or something like this.
Oh, yes. Okay. Many of you probably were part of the presentation yesterday. One of the unveil side is how we can make physical collectible to mix with what we have in digital. Infinity Object is a company based in New York. Many of you guys have already seen that they work closely with other NFT projects like VeVe. They have done NBA Top Shop. You could basically fit the artwork into these beautiful digital frames. What we are going to be looking to do is slowly in taking the license frames into this part so you can display them. And not just digital frames, we're looking at TVs from your homes, other physical devices out there as well. But this is definitely the first step. The first item that's going to go on the auction tomorrow, I believe it is tomorrow, will be the London Police, which will come with a physical 1-of-1 print. It will come with the digital frame signed as well, and it will come with the NFT on the VeVe app as well as the image work here on the frame when you receive them. And we got 2 other artists they really have lined up. Down there you see Simone from Toki, the Dragon Girl, that will be coming up in the auction. And I also believe that there was another piece coming from Wrong English. And those digital frames will also be real life signature. That one there has a big sign by Simone. I will be seeing him in December, and he will be putting his beautiful signature into that. Oh, and lastly, so the product will start from the 1-of-1, and slowly you will be able to order them on the VeVe website or our partnership website. And there will be some work needs to be done. Obviously, you couldn't just mint it onto it because it goes through our IP license or on approval process.
I have a question around collecting. So, David, you're house and stuff. You're a major collector. I've been collecting coins, so I learned a lot of my collecting from collecting coins. And one of the ways we collect coins is sets. Sometimes we collect by bit number. Sometimes years. Maybe somebody just wants every year or something. So, are you guys thinking about, if you look at VeVe, we have people collect the special mints, like I collect 888s, I collect 1234s, a lot of people do. Some collect sub 100 mints. And one of the things that I've noticed is we like to flex. So we have a certain mint, we tweet about it, we like flex, we compete. When that people lots of crypto competing, it could be really interesting. So when looking at Bureau where they had the leaderboard, that kind of they kind of fizzled out, but like they're still there, but just kind of came down. but I think competing was a big deal. So how are we going to be able to do more flexing badges, things like that on our account outside of just, you know, OUP, MCP stuff? But like, hey, you got, you know, guess what? You hit tier 1, you got 1088.
Yeah, so that's part of why we built this VEVEVERSE showroom. In the demo yesterday, you saw you can be putting your mint numbers next to the pieces that you have, like the artworks. And the idea when you flex is that depending how many friends you have, you will find them over and give you live likes, and they will share viral. Right now, one of the aspects of the app is that, as you know, we don't kind of allow people to, unless they take a screenshot, you wouldn't know how many collectibles they have. But we really do believe that in the metaverse, in the TV mode, you will be able to do that publicly, share the link, and they make easy access to that file. Right, we'll probably take one or two last questions before we move to the next presentation.
All right, thanks a lot. This question actually came from YouTube. Thanks, Benny Lee, so if you're watching, this is what he asked. He had a pretty interesting question about the vertical of music. And he said if you look at Sandbox, if you look at Fortnite, they help concerts in their metaverse, almost created access. We know that VeVe is on their services about music. Would this be something that's almost completely service, or would you actually reach out to actual artists on the music side?
We already are in negotiation with multiple music studio and publishers to make this happen. And you know, I do see, and I believe in Fortnite they are virtual concerts being held. This is one of the ideas that VEVEVERSE could be hosting as well. So this whole entire thing that you're seeing, what we're building, is part of that roadmap. Many times I brought it up, music is a major pillar for us, and there are reasons why we are not in the music straight away. We just need to make sure, number one, the legal aspect, the artist, the talent out there. Music is a very difficult industry to tackle, because the music rights, the publishing rights, the artists, the writers, and most importantly is that it needs to be relevant, right? We're not just going to bring out a music NFT for no other reason, because it's a disappearance of it. All right. Hold on to that. All right, we're going to move to the next part. Our presentation. I'm going to pass it to Alex, and then we'll do the intro.
I'd like to invite quote unquote Adam to the stage. Oh, here he is. Hi, everybody. Hi, Adam. Let me just say how stoked I am to finally meet Put the Cheeks in person, but also how amazing of a mind this guy has in helping Reese and the rest of the team put together OUP. It's really something special. And with that, we have a little more ECOMI focused news for you. I think you probably have seen at some point over the course of the weekend this little thing playing on this TV here. I'm going to put it up because you want to hear what we sound, right? Yes. Right. All right. Well, excuse the lo-fi technical.
Just a little intro.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is a indie adventure / game. Kind of reminds me of Metal Slug. It's not like that. But effectively, this game is, other than being super fun to play, it has a bunch of in-game items, NFTs, entire marketplace, and of course, we're using the OMI token for all gameplay, all purchases. We'll be burning tokens from suppliers.
One of the key drivers why we got into this indie, we started to support multiple indie games out there, is gaming is also another major pillar in the business. But many of you guys have asked, well, why wouldn't NFT or certain content or IP owner could be part of that game? So instead of waiting for other companies out there to do something about it, we decided to take the first approach, the first step into that. And and you know, we're probably going to get it right, we're probably going to get it wrong, but there's no right or wrong. because gaming is about community. You guys, if you guys are part of the community, you guys are playing it, driving it, you know, a lot of these could be our own IP in many years to come as well. So we've got a lot of programming, we're putting a lot of brainstorming around what else we can do.
So you will be able to level up your players, add new armor and weapons, and all those kind of things as well, so you can make it through the gameplay a little quicker. And it's really rolling out in a story-based mode, so the different chapters. Each quarter of the year, the team is aiming to roll out 1 or 2 new chapters, so you can continue building on your characters and playing the game.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, it is a super fun hack and slash. If you want to waste a lot of time and have a good performance, you really enjoy it. Thank you for all that. It's the play to earn side.
Yes, it's indeed a play to earn game.
All right.
All right.
You guys want to see a demo?
Yeah. So the game has actually been in development and works for nearly over a year. So just want our community to understand that a lot of time we might not announce something, but when we are ready, we will tell you. You know, me and Dan, we don't want to show you something that's half undone, type of thing. Today we're gonna be. Is this real game or this?
This is real game. Yeah, we will let you guys come and play it too after this. Okay, I'll just show you.
Yeah, we're just waiting to bring it up. Maybe it's not real. Not real.
Is this on PC? What platform is this game on?
PC, yeah, PC. Right.
PC or
just PC. Yeah. All right. While we wait for Adam to get this together, should we do a couple more questions? If you guys got anything you want to ask?
Yeah, is there more? Yeah.
Yeah. Down at the back.
Did you guys already cast voices for the video game characters?
Yeah, actually, the process of doing that very soon. Yes. David Hughes is going to be the big boss man. Where's Corey? I'll take mine. Where's Corey? I'll take mine.
All right. We'll go through the tokenomics first, right?
Yeah, so I'm a little nervous being up here with everybody for the first time. We're putting up with all of my spamming of messages all hours of the day for the past 18 months. But I had the pleasure to join in with OUP with Reese. The team is phenomenal to work with. Okay, yeah. This better? Yeah. All right, so part of the process with the OUP is we get to work with the company that designed this game to help develop their model for the play to earn. Without going into a lot of detail, that the game itself, the intent is to be fun to play, and you would not play it just to get the play to earn. It is a passive way to participate in the game and help connected to the OMI ecosystem across all of the platforms, which is the overall scheme of everything we got going on here. Hey, there it is. Technology. There it was. Where'd it go? It's connected. But so you'll see the further we get into this, we're going to let everybody take a chance to play this game if we can get it. If it doesn't work on this screen, we'll put it on that screen over there. What David and Dan are putting together is a connection between a lot of companies to bring all of the fan bases to one place. And it's not speaking out of turn here today. I've enjoyed getting to be part of this process with them and getting to help work on the economic model for this game to tie it back to everything that we do here. It's been overwhelming to say the least, and I'm not really good at elaborating on things like that. But I have had a lot of fun working with you guys so far, and look forward to everything that we get to do in the future together.
Yeah, the only thing I would add to that is in going through that process of creating the tokenomic system for Tengoku, we actually now have an exportable tokenomic system for any play-to-earn game. So this will be our test run to make sure that it all works, and then we actually have a system we can just outsource to any other game that's interested. So if you guys are game developers or anything like that comes along, get in touch with us. We'll try to help you with that into the system. And obviously, longer term, we'll try to tie these things back to your OUP staking tier and offer a range of other perks and benefits outside of our product line. That ties back to the OUP. Tengoku Senso is the name of this game. It looks like that's not going to work. We'll use that TV. There is a Discord group for this as well, and Eugene, the creator, would love you to join us. And you'll see their Twitter handle at the end of this video clip too. So go over and harass them, because that's what we do. And guys, any other questions? Or should we wrap this up? We'll send the game up over here. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just trying to understand. Like, it looks awesome. So the characters in there, will they be in VeVe, like NFTs, and you can like that kind of thing as well?
Yeah.
Is that kind of?
Yeah, we do control to extend the IP storytelling and the talent part of this game. The whole idea is to bring the community closer and to run a utility program where we could be part of the game, and eventually these could be the NFT you also see in VeVe and you could bring to your VeVeverse.
Sure. Like some of those characters you might be able to actually collect as well. Would you? Yes. Yeah.
You will be able to collect these characters from day one in the Tengoku marketplace. It's part of the gameplay in their system. And then obviously as that IP grows, as we all help that IP to grow, it has a better chance of being a big.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you'll also be able to find armor, weapons, level up your stats so that you can make it through the gameplay a bit quicker as well.
And is it single player or is it multiplayer?
People single player to start, yeah, but I think that the PvP and other things will be involved.
And the play to earn aspect, that's just owning, right? So you play your owning as you play.
Correct. So you can grind out the game and play to earn their currency, like gems. There will be redeemable for OMI tokens. So there's the play to earn aspect. But there's also obviously incentive to spend that in-game currency to level up your characters, flex, build your collections there as well.
And then where's that earned OMI coming from?
So the way the tokenomic system is designed is that there's other ways to enter their ecosystem. There's not pay to play necessarily, but should help to fund a pool of tokens. Honestly, we've effectively designed their token system like we should have designed ours 4 years ago. So it should become a self-funding ecosystem, but I think we'll attribute to that to start as well.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay. All right.
We can move the that TV and yeah, we got some giveaways.
Oh,